magic word. Here in the secret kindergarten, the world's best show for kids is starting. The Secret Kindergarten Radio Show. Use your ears and your imagination. We're going to play, we're having fun. The Magic Secret Kindergarten on the Revolution Radio Station.
Welcome back to the Secret Kindergarten Radio Show. I'm your host and best friend, Gino. Hey, do you ever feel angry sometimes? Oh my gosh, I feel angry sometimes. What do you do when you feel angry? Well, you clench your teeth. Ugh. You clench your fists. Ugh. You stomp your feet on the ground and you wave your arms because you're angry. And you also do that while listening to this song called The Angry Dance by the amazing Simon Panrucker. Here we go. Are you ready to be angry? Okay, here we go.
Clench your fist. Punch the air one time. It's time to beat it up. Clench your fist and punch the air one time. It's time to beat it up. Clench both fists and punch the air two times. It's time to beat it up. Clench both fists and punch the air two times. It's time to beat it up. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Now raise your leg and stomp the ground one time. It's time to shake it up. Raise your leg and stomp the ground one time. It's time to shake it up. Come on, raise both legs and stomp the ground two times. It's time to shake it up. Now raise both legs and stomp the ground two times. It's time to shake it up. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Just frown, not happy, and don't clown. Get clapping and just get down. Feet stabbing, and I know you want to. You can do a little dance like this. Feeling full of gritty angst like this. Power stance with your hands like this, and I know you want to. You can do a wobbly with a little bit of something, do it properly. All your knuckles grip tight, cause I ought to be. Maybe you can holler. I know you want to. Pick your feet up off the floor. Make them step until your feet are feeling kinda raw. Make a sound until you're gully like a dinosaur. Come the air with your fists. I know you want to. When you're dancing the angry dance, you can put all your anger inside your hands. You can put all your beef deep inside your face. You can punch and stop till you feel relief. You can punch and stop till the mealing beat. You can punch and stop till you need to eat. You can punch and stop to release the beast. And then look on your face like you're eating, please.
Do you feel? Do you feel better? Well, you know what? I feel a little bit better. But seeing as this is a show for kids, we're going to play that song again. You know what to do now, you've heard it. Clench those fists and stomp those feet, let's go!
Clench your fist and punch the air one time. It's time to beat it up. Clench your fist and punch the air one time. It's time to beat it up. Clench those fists and punch the air two times. It's time to beat it up. Clench those fists and punch the air two times. It's time to beat it up. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Now raise your leg and stomp the ground one time. It's time to shake it up. Raise your leg and stomp the ground one time. It's time to shake it up. Come on, raise both legs and stomp the ground two times. It's time to shake it up. Now raise both legs and stomp the ground two times. It's time to shake it up. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Grit your teeth, clap your hands. Everybody frown, it's the angry dance. Don't look happy, just look mad. Have the worst time that you ever have had. Just frown, not happy, and don't clown. Get clapping and just get down. Feet stamping, and I know you want to. You can do a little dance like this. Fill it full of gritty angst like this. Power stance with your hands like this, and I know you want to. You can do a wobbly with a little bit of something, do it properly. All your knuckles grip tight, cause they are the man. Maybe you can holler. I know you want to. Pick your feet up off the floor. Make them step until your feet are feeling kinda raw. Make a sound until you're gullet like a dinosaur. Come the air with your fists. I know you want to. When you're dancing the angry dance, you can put all your anger inside your hands. You can put all your beat deep inside your face. You can punch and stop till you feel relief. You can punch and stop till the immediately beat. You can punch and stop till you need to eat. You can punch and stop to release the beat. And the look on your face like you're eating peas.
Woohoo! Oh, I feel much better now. If you ever feel angry and there's nothing you can do about it, well, there is. You can do the angry dance. And you feel a lot better after. So you gotta let your anger out. It's gonna come out one way or another. And you know what? It's that time. Again. You know what time it is. It's nature time. And there's a bird out there that is very good at controlling anger. So much so that I don't think this bird ever gets angry. This bird is cool, calm, and collected. It's a little bit scary too. And that bird is the condor. Have you ever heard of a condor? Well, the condor is the name for two species of vultures. And each is the only species in its genus. They are the largest flying land birds in the Western Hemisphere. They are the Andean condor, which lives over the Andes, and the California condor, now found only in the western coastal mountains of the United States and Mexico. Condors are scavengers. They feed on carrion, which are dead animals. Ah! And their distinctive bare heads are an adaptation to their feeding method. Oh, it helps keep them clean as they feed inside a dead animal. That's why they have bald heads, so they don't get all dirty. The Andean condor has a wingspan of between 274 and 310 centimeters. That is very long. And weighs around 11 to 15 kgs, which is probably about 25 pounds. The California condor is smaller than the Andean condor. Their good sense of smell helps them to locate dead animals from a great distance. The condor roosts on the bare rocks of cliffs or in caves. They live in high elevations, way high up in the mountain, because the thermal air currents help them to soar high in the sky. They like to soar so high so they can scan the ground looking for dead animal carcasses. And guess what? Condors are usually silent, but they can issue a variety of hisses and snorts, particularly when defending nest sites. Newborn chicks hiss, wheeze, and grunt at adults. But the wing movements by these giant birds can generate sounds heard over half a mile away. Whoa! And seeing as a condor is pretty quiet, and they don't make much noise, well, I managed to find the sound of a California condor. Okay, so let's give that a little listen. That, believe it or not, was the sound of a California condor. I'm going to read you a little story. One of Aesop's fables. It's about the mice and the cat. Are you ready? The mice once called a meeting to decide on a plan to free themselves of their enemy, the cat. At least they wished to find some way of knowing when she was coming, so they might have time to run away. Indeed, something had to be done, for they lived in such constant fear of her claws that they hardly dared stir from their dens by night or day. Many plans were discussed, but none of them was thought good enough. At last, a very young mouse got up and said, "I have a plan that seems very simple, but I know it will be successful. All we have to do is hang a bell on the cat's neck. And when we hear the bell ringing, we will know immediately that our enemy is coming." All the mice were much surprised that they had not thought of such a plan before. But in the midst of the rejoicing over their good fortune, an old mouse arose and said, "I will say that the plan of the young mouse is very good, but let me ask one question. Who will hang the bell on the cat?" Do you want to know the moral of the story? Well, the moral of the story is, it is one thing to say something that should be done, but quite a different matter to do it. I want to play you another story, and this is a Blackfeet Indian story, an old man story called The Wonderful Bird.
Blackfeet Indian Stories by George B. Grinnell. Old Man Stories. Under the name Na Pai, Old Man, have been confused two wholly different persons talked of by the Blackfeet. The sun, the creator of the universe, giver of light, heat, and life, and reverenced by everyone, is often called Old Man. But there is another personality who bears the same name, but who is very different in his character. This last Na Pai is a mixture of wisdom and foolishness. He is malicious, selfish, childish, and weak. He delights in tormenting people. Yet the mean things he does are so foolish that he is constantly getting himself into scrapes, and is often obliged to ask the animals to help him out of his troubles. His bad deeds almost always bring their own punishment. Interpreters commonly translate this word Na Pai as Old Man, but it is also the term for white man, and the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes tell just such stories about a similar person whom they also call White Man. Tribes of Dakota stock tell of a similar person whom they call the Spider. The stories about this old man are told by the Blackfeet for entertainment rather than with any serious purpose, and when that part of the story is reached where Old Man is in some difficulty which he cannot get out of, the man who is telling the story and those who are listening to it laugh delightedly. Some stories of this kind are these. The Wonderful Bird. One day, as Old Man was walking about among the trees, he saw something that seemed very queer. A little bird was sitting on the branch of a tree. Every little while it would make a strange noise, and every time it made this noise, its eyes flew out of its head and fastened on a branch of the tree. Then after a little while the bird would make another sort of noise, and its eyes would go back to their places in its head. Old Man called out to the bird, "Little brother, teach me how to do that." "If I show you how," the bird answered, "you must not send your eyes out of your head more than 4 times in a day. If you do, you will be sorry." "It shall be as you say, little brother. It is for you to give, and I will listen to what you say." When the bird had taught Old Man how to do this, he was glad. He began to do it, and did it 4 times right away. Then he said, "Why did that bird tell me to do this only 4 times? He has no sense. I will do it again." So once more he made his eyes go out, but now when he called to them they would not come back. He shouted out to the bird, "Little brother, come here, and help me get my eyes back." The little bird did not answer him. It had flown away. Now Old Man felt all over the branches of the tree with his hands, but he could not find his eyes. So he went away and wandered over the prairie for a long time, crying and calling to the animals to help him. As he was blind, he could find nothing to eat, and he began to be very hungry. A wolf teased him a great deal, and had much fun. It had found a dead buffalo, and taking a piece of the meat, it would hold the meat close to Old Man's face. Then Old Man would say, "I smell something dead. I wish I could find it. I am almost starved." He felt all around for it. Once when the wolf was doing this, Old Man caught him, and plucking out one of the wolf's eyes, he put it in his own head. Then he could see, and was able to find his own eyes, but never again could he do the trick the little bird had taught him.
We've just got time for another story about nature. This one's called The New Life by Jane Andrews.
The Stories Mother Nature Told Her Children by Jane Andrews. Chapter 2. The New Life. It is May, almost the end of May indeed, and the Mayflowers have finished their blooming for this year. It is growing too warm for those delicate violets and hepaticas who dare to brave even March winds and can bear snow better than summer heats. Down at the edge of the pond, the tall water grasses and rushes are tossing their heads a little in the wind and swinging a little lightly and lazily with the motion of the water. But the water is almost clear and still this morning, scarcely rippled, and in its beautiful broad mirror, reflecting the chestnut trees on the bank and the little points of land that run out from the shore and give foothold to the old pines standing guard day and night, summer and winter, to watch up the pond and down. Do you think now that you know how the pond looks in the sunshine of this May morning? If we come close to the edge where the rushes are growing and look down through the clear water, we shall see some uncouth and clumsy black bugs crawling upon the bottom of the pond. They have 6 legs and are covered with a coat of armour laid plate over plate. It looks hard and horny, and the insect himself has a dull, heavy way with him, and might be called very stupid were it not for his eagerness in catching and eating every little fly and mosquito that comes within his reach. His eyes grow fierce and almost bright, and he seizes with open mouth and devours all day long if he can find anything suited to his taste. I am afraid you will think he is not very interesting and will not care to make his acquaintance, but let me tell you, something very wonderful is about to happen to him, and if you stay and watch patiently, you will see what I saw once and have never forgotten. Here he is, crawling in mud under the water this May morning. Out over the pond shoot the flat water boatmen, and the water spiders dance and skip as if the pond were a floor of glass, while here and there skims a blue dragonfly with his fine, firm wings that look like the thinnest gauze, but are really wondrously strong for all their delicate appearance. The dull black bug sees all these bright, agile insects, and for the first time in his life he feels discontented with his own low place in the mud. A longing creeps through him that is quite different from the customary longing for mosquitoes and flies. I will creep up the stem of this rush, he thinks, and perhaps when I reach the surface of the water, I can dart like the little flat boatman, or better than all, shoot through the air like the blue-winged dragonfly. But as he crawls toilsomely up the slippery stem, the feeling that he has no wings like the dragonfly makes him discouraged and almost despairing. At last, however, with much labour he has reached the surface, has crept out of the water, and clinging to the green stem, feels the spring air and sunshine all about him. Now let him take passage with the boatman, or ask some of the little spiders to dance. Why doesn't he begin to enjoy himself? Alas, see his sad disappointment. After all this toil, after passing some splendid chances of good breakfasts on the way up, and spending all his strength on this one exploit, he finds the fresh air suffocating him, and a most strange and terrible feeling coming over him, as his coat of mail, which until now was always kept wet, shrinks and seems even cracking off while the warm air dries it. Oh, thinks the poor bug, I must die. It was folly in me to crawl up here. The mud and the water were good enough for my brothers, and good enough for me too, had I only known it, and now I am too weak and feel too strangely to attempt going down again the way I came up. See how uneasy he grows, feeling about in doubt and dismay, for a darkness is coming over his eyes. It is the black helmet, a part of his coat of mail. It has broken off at the top and is falling down over his face. A minute more and it drops below his chin, and what is his astonishment to find that, as his old face breaks away, a new one comes in its place, larger, much more beautiful, and having two of the most admirable eyes. Two, I say, because they look like two, but each of them is made up of hundreds of little eyes. They stand out globe-like on each side of his head, and look about over a world unknown and wonderful to the dull black bug who lived in the mud. The sky seems bluer, the sunshine brighter, and the nodding grass and flowers more gay and graceful. Now he lifts his new head to see more of the great world, and behold! As he moves, he is drawing himself out of the old suit of armour, and from two neat little cases at its sides come two pairs of wings, folded up like fans, and put away here to be ready for use when the right time should come. Still half folded they are, and must be carefully spread open and smoothed for use. And while he trembles with surprise, see how with every movement he is escaping from the old armour, and drawing from their sheaths fine legs, longer and far more beautifully made and coloured than the old, and a slender body that was packed away like a spy-glass, and is now drawn slowly out, one part after another, until at last the dark coat of mail dangles empty from the rushes, and above it sits a dragonfly with great wandering eyes, long slender body, and two pairs of delicate gauzy wings, fine and firm as the very ones he had been watching but an hour ago. The poor black bug who thought he was dying was only passing out of his old life to be born into a higher one, and see how much brighter and more beautiful it is. And now shall I tell you how, months ago, the mother dragonfly dropped into the water her tiny eggs, which lay there in the mud, and by hatched out the dark, crawling bugs, so unlike the mother that she does not know them for her children, and flying over the pond looks down through the water where they crawl among the rushes, and has not a single word to say to them, until, in due time, they find their way up to the air and pass into the new winged life. If you will go to some pond when spring is ending or summer beginning, and find among the water grasses such an insect as I have told you of, you may see all this for yourselves, and you will say with me, dear children, that nothing you have ever known is more wonderful.
I love dragonflies. I see dragonflies quite a lot because I'm by the river. And there's a lot of ponding by the river where those little bugs can grow and then start their new life and they turn into a dragonfly. And that's all we've got time for. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. I love you. Bye.